Welcome back to PR After Hours. I'm your host, Alex Greenwood, bringing you your weekly cocktail of PR and marketing tips that will help you and your business. Stick around, we'll get started right after these messages. Hello, listeners. It's me, Alex, from PR After Hours. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. And I wanted to talk to you just for a moment about the way I get this show right into your earbuds every week. It's because I use Anchor FM. Now, I've told you previously that I've been podcasting since 2006, back when we used stone knives and bear skins and a couple of Dixie cups and string. Anchor FM has really streamlined this and made it simpler for people who don't know the first thing about setting up a podcast or don't have, time to learn all the pro tools and stuff, because it's all right here. First thing it's important to know is it's free. There are certain tools that will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. That's huge. Distribution is a big pain in the butt, to be honest with you, so it's really great Anchor FM can do that for you, and you're not paying hosting fees. That adds up every month. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place, so download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started, and be sure to join me in the virtual cocktail lounge on PR After Hours. Voting isn't just going to the polls on election day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are available to more voters and are growing in popularity. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, breaks down the options your state offers for casting a ballot, empowering you to decide when and where to vote. Democracy works best when we all vote, but misinformation and confusion about election procedures have resulted in low voter turnout. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, takes the guesswork out of the voting process. It's easy to use and helps folks from all over the country overcome many of the process barriers to voting. Democracy Works is committed to helping you vote no matter what. Their tool, How to Vote, does just that. So decide when and where you'll vote this year at howto.vote. Should you blog every day? Well, blogging is a great way to build up your value to customers and prospects while also improving your website's SEO value. To maximize these positive effects, it's conventional wisdom that you should set a blogging schedule and stick to it. But is that correct? Well, how many times have you tried to write some great content, but find yourself staring out the windows and heading for the doors to escape the head-scratching frustration of finding something useful to blog about? You say to yourself, mind-wandering, maybe those window coverings from that Toronto rental I stayed in would look good here in my office. Well, here's a little relief for you if you're blocked. James Chartrand at Men with Pens says that you should ditch your regular blogging schedule. Contrarian she may be, and James is a she, by the way, but does it make sense? Well, here's an excerpt. Here's what the rules told us to do. Blog according to a schedule, and you'd be conveying that your blog was reliable, dependable, and consistent. Like a grocery store with set business hours you knew by heart. You could go in and get bananas because you knew the store would be open, and you knew that it would be closed too. Everyone needs sleep after all. Warm fuzzies for everyone. Let's give a round of applause, shall we? You're stuck to your schedule and your readers nod in approval. What a nice, reliable person you are. But that's where the benefits stop, she continues. In fact, if you stick to your consistent blogging schedule religiously, come hell or high water, you'll soon find the warm fuzzies fading away. You may even damage your readership relations, wreck your ability to collect comments, destroy your open rate on hot new posts, and generally make your blog a boring mecca of take-it-for-granted production. Unquote. Well, I must say that makes some sense. Even we, the preachers from the Church of the Regular blog post, have fallen off the wagon a few times. I mean, really. Too much client work, a whole lot of life happening, and perhaps even a little mental exhaustion can slow us down. Perhaps the Men with Pens have a point. Or is it heresy? I don't know. I feel 2 or 3 posts a week for an established blog is good. Just FYI, my blog is almost 11 years old now, and it's certainly been beneficial to me, but I don't necessarily blog every day anymore. Not that I ever did, to be honest with you. I think I'm at my height, I was about a four day a week guy. Anyway, but if you're new to blogging, you do have to establish yourself. So of course you'll want to do 4 or 5 posts a week to set a baseline. And I mean, you need to do that probably for 6 months to a year. But when you hit that magic number, when you feel you have a set audience that comments on and shares what you write, and your blog is being crawled by the search engines, perhaps then you can throttle back a little. It's worth considering. If you're concerned about slowing down, then try something different. Some of our most viewed posts are simple shared PR tips. You can also switch it up and do a YouTube video and embed that in your blog. We even did one around Halloween that viewers loved, and that will be linked in the show notes. SEO loves video too. So just find a pace that works for you, and don't beat yourself up too much if you can't squeeze out a killer must-read blog post every day. Well, what do you think? I'd love to hear your comments. It's not difficult to leave a comment here on the Virtual Lounge. I would love to hear it. Just keep listening for details on how to do that. And maybe even write yourself a blog post about it. Yeah. Blog post about how I commented on the PR After Hours podcast. Yeah. Oh, you know what that means? Looks like it's last call here at your Virtual Lounge for PR news, views, and interviews. Don't forget, you can ask me a question anytime. You can do it through our Twitter account, which is @HoursPR, or even better, you can send me a message vocally. I would love to hear your voice, and I'll answer it on the show. There's a link in the show notes. All you have to do is sign up through Anchor FM. It's free, doesn't take long. And you record your message, I get the message, I will play your audio, just give me your first name and the city you live in, and then I will answer the question to the best of my ability right here on the show. Don't forget to, if you're enjoying this podcast, you can support it and help increase the frequency and value of the show. Just consider being a sponsor for your brand or your agency or just yourself because you're like, I like this show. Or just drop a few coins in the virtual tip jar. Either way, there's links in the show notes. Please check that out. All of that, of course, being in the show notes where you're listening right now or at prafterhours.com. I see that they're turning up the lights. Last call is over, and I've got to clean up this Virtual Lounge. And until next time, I'm Alex Greenwood, and you've been listening to PR After Hours on Anchor FM.